Well, I hope you understand. You're only getting one video this week. You're getting an opening video, so to speak. And I think when it comes to yearlings, nothing has changed. We're going to try and get you another video if we can before the holidays. That will depend on what Curtis is doing and what we're doing, what our staff is doing, and how that looks. But at some point between now and either Christmas or the New Year, we'll get those horses out for you guys to get a look at again. The timing is good also. The last couple of horses that we had. The last couple of horses that we had have OCDs out, Aunt Lily and Atronet, whatever. They had some OCDs out. So I want to be able to get a little video of all of our horses together again for the Christmas holidays. It's always important to get together for the Christmas holidays, and we want to make sure that our horses can also in Ohio and Ontario. This is the first year, a year of firsts for us. The sale season went very similar. I think, again, we've grown as far as the pedigree that we have on display in our barn. The horses that you've allowed us to acquire, I think we've grown again as a barn. This was the first year we had a number of horses go over $100,000 made. Not that we pay, I know you guys pay attention to that, but I'm more paying attention to getting the right horses in, and sometimes it's lost on me what they've actually done on the track this year. For me, it was a first of, I've had Grand Circuit races. I've won, the smaller ones, but this was the first year I actually won a couple of major Grand Circuit races, and they didn't go for $1 million, but their stature is undeniable in the racing community. The bluegrass was pretty cool. And as I'd said a couple of times in other videos, this industry, it goes past you so quickly. Sometimes the only way to soak it up is in a video, a replay. And, you always want to try your best to catch that moment, right? Catch that time when it happened right now. And whether it's hitting a home run, scoring a goal, catching a touchdown, whatever it might be in the world, getting a raise, getting a new job. You always want to try and soak it in, and it's hard to do that. And you guys allowed me to do that this year because I missed it the first week, right? I won the International Stallion Series State, whatever it's called. And to come back and win the next one the next week. After that first race, I was in such a hurry to go. Embarrassingly, I was in a hurry to go to dinner. I was in Kentucky. We were going to look at babies. We were looking at them that day. I wanted to go to dinner with some clients and some friends that night. And it was just a race, right? I wasn't supposed to win it. I had a shot, but I wasn't supposed to win it. When I won it, it was all right. Get your picture taken. Hey, wave to the crowd. Have a good day. Let's go eat. And it wasn't until the next day I got thinking, man, you're an idiot. You never got a chance to soak that all up. And especially in such a racetrack so rich in history, the people actually take the time to come out, clap, stand when you win. I missed that, right? I saw it a couple of times at the Jug in Illinois the year before, and of course the Gold Cup and Saucer. But those were all moments that kind of got away from me. They did. They did get away from me. The Gold Cup didn't. And that was only because of the weight of the Gold Cup to me. It was forced upon me halfway down the lane. I had just flown in that day to race the horse. I didn't get a chance to spend much time with my friends or my family or anything. I was just there to race the horse, and that's that. And I didn't really get the whole race in. It wasn't until the last 100 yards that it all boiled up. And that was the real, I think maybe truly the biggest time in my life where the gravity of what was taking place was hitting me in real time. And it was a wonderful feeling. And you guys allowed me to come back and do that twice with Pickpocket. The first time I missed it, the second time I did not. And it was a wonderful feeling. So we had a lot of really nice horses you allowed us to buy. This was the first year we had some powerful, powerful overnight horses. Now we had Cintra, we had Patrick DePrana, and Kings County, probably the biggest overnight horse we've ever had as far as money and track records and stature. And he didn't have a great year this year, but he'll bounce back. Just everything keeps perpetually moving forward, and I want to make sure that it's not lost on me. And I want to make sure it's not lost on you also. So we've had a tremendous year here at the stable, and just constantly feeling blessed, and especially this time of year. This has been the greatest year of my life, and I'll tell you why. This is the first time where from November 1st till Christmas, I got to truly, truly take in Christmas. right? There was always something going on, or I had to collect a bunch of money to get the sales done, and I was under stress, and I just didn't get a chance to spend time with my family the way I wanted. And this is the first year I've been able to do that. Came away. I'm away right now with my mother, my father. James is here. Curtis is here. Everybody, not everybody, I guess. Mark isn't here, but a lot of people that mean a lot to me are here this week, and it's been a lot of fun. But every day that I'm not in the barn or talking to clients or doing videos for you, it's almost like my default at that point is to reflect on what has taken place. So in that spirit, I want to reflect on what took place last week. I told you the 2-year-olds will be coming back in soon, and I'll give you guys an update when they land, where they're at. Some of them are going to be going to Ontario, and I don't think anybody has a problem with that. It's a 5/8 mile track to train down on. They've already been there, done that. I think the horses that we would be looking to send to Ontario are horses that can maybe make their first starts of the 2024 season there, right? I had mentioned maybe Gypsy Hill, because he fits a high class here. But again, if we're not going to have him ready until the Hackett, then there's no real big deal. So these are things I have to go over in my head and figure out where they're going to be. So those are the 2-year-olds. Some of them are back in. I'm very happy with their going, the way they're going. There are a couple of 2-year-olds. Let's see if I can pull this up really quick for you. A couple of 2-year-olds are getting close to racing. A couple that have. I know my partner's on Rito's Lady. She stumbled a bit. We're trying to get her squared away in Northfield. Wasn't really happy with her qualifiers. Schooler was a little bit better. We're just going to tweak her shoes just a little bit more. I think I talked to Jason a little bit about that the other day, and just want to know what she's doing wrong and how can we correct it. Now, she is cross-firing a little bit. It's a half-mile track, so a little tricky. I think we're going to pull her hobbles in a little bit and maybe put some flip-flops on her. I'm just going to give you the finer points. Any issues? No issues with the babies. So I'll start from the top. No issues with the babies this week. There's no horses that just out of the blue needed castrated or operated on or anything like that. Nothing like that took place this week at all. So that's a good thing. I was really happy with just so tickled to go with the horses the other day. Amy and I talk about them. And, this time of year, you guys know me by now. I have a few that kind of catch my eye that I keep a close eye on. Green Glitter was one of those for a number of reasons. One, she's a green shoe, and somehow Green Shoe has turned into an underdog story. Went from one of the most highly touted, anticipated stallions to a flop in the first year, but don't count them out just yet. These horses can bounce back really well, and we only have one Green Shoe 2-year-old, and she looked exceptionally good the other day. Now, in her warm-up for the training mile, she didn't, but she had good reason not to. But her composure that she caught so quickly for a horse that shouldn't have that kind of understanding and knowledge of what she's out there to do. She's a smart filly. And that was the one thing about the Green Shoes last year. They were very, very smart horses. Flash Fly matured very, very slowly, and it really cost her a lot of her 2-year-old season, but I'm expecting her to come back good at 3. Insider Trading picked it up when we really needed her to, and just fell short in some aspects, and not of any fault of her own. So I am excited about that filly and a number of other horses. A couple other horses that maybe caught my eye. I don't want to go down this path of 2-year-olds too much. Bluebird, Tuxedo Hill has looked incredible. Cadu, who the horse we bought, this was a horse he wasn't my top pick in Ohio in necessarily the just straight up best horses that I like, that I want category, but the horse that looked the flashiest. His yearling video was incredible, and this was a horse that I kind of wanted. Deep down, this was the guy that I wanted, and Amy told me how good he was the other day. I was tickled. I was really happy that this horse looked that good. Both the Hall horses look good. Chicago Hall looked great in his brief mile that you saw him the other day in Ontario. I can't touch too much on the Ontario horses because they haven't done much yet. The other day in Ohio, the horses actually went a mile between 2:55 and 3 minutes, which may sound, that's not fast, but for these babies it is. It takes a lot of composure to snap that first training mile and go out and do your work. And the horses in Ontario aren't there yet. So it's hard for me to get too excited just yet. There's a number of horses here I can talk about, but I'm only going to single out the ones that jump off the page. I Don't Play Nice. This was one of our homebreds, and you're going to see a lot more homebreds every year from us. We have 10 broodmares to breed this year. We had 8 last year. We had 4 foals on the ground for next year. This year, we only had 2. I Don't Play Nice was one of them. This horse has got a very strong gait and a really, really nice horse. I'm Ready 2 looks good. That's Cash Steele's brother. Very happy with him. Melisandre kind of stole the show. For those of you that were behind the scenes, one, you know how anticipated her career is. That means nothing right now. She's just number whatever in the barn. But she was very green, very immature, and a little stubborn. Little renegade when we first broke her and got her going. And I worked hard with her. Amy and I worked hard with her for 2 weeks just to get her working properly and show her the ropes and make sure that we were relentless as she was. She was relentless in saying she wasn't going to do it the way that we wanted her to. And every day we went out and made her do it and made her do it and made her do it. When push came to shove and the camera came on and the horses got in the sets, Melisandre looked fantastic. So I was really, really impressed with her for a number of reasons. Memento Mori. Here's a horse that wouldn't trot and was very rude. When we broke him, we castrated him, put the hobbles on him. He doesn't even need the hobbles really right now. Very, very strong colt. Really happy with him. Pelican Owl picked it up. Maybe didn't show it to you guys, but he's coming along in leaps and bounds. Very happy with him. A horse that I saw in Ontario that really impressed me during those training trips also. Princess Dream I loved, but so did Resolve Indeed. Really, really happy with the way she's looked. Rosa Alexander, I can't talk about her too much because she didn't look flashy. She is. Very, very nice filly. Very green. Rosetta does her work very, very well. She sits at the bar, has been good. Speed of Sound made breaks all over the track, and I really thought that this was a horse we'd really talk about after that training day, and we didn't. And the next horse I'm looking at is one that I really didn't think we'd mention at all, and it's the one horse that Scott Zaron raved about, and that was the Priest. He looked incredible. Woodmere Betcha has looked very good the last 2-3 weeks. Really happy with her. Now as we scroll down, and I scroll down here, we look at the 2-year-olds. Any updates? Where are they going? Do I know that for sure? Are they back in and going? Have they grown up? Or do they look stronger? A couple of them I can tell you about. And if you don't hear your horse's name, it's because the horse probably isn't in just yet. So the first one I'm going to talk about, Dominion, we just bought. That horse is going to be picked up and sent. I would imagine we'll go over to Canada to train back down. There's no need for Dominion to be taking up a stall at Northfield. He's going to be 4, 5, 6 weeks away, but this is Collector's full brother. The write-up about him seemed bang on. The pictures look great. This guy's going straight to Ontario, and we're going to train him down there. Drebin, I saw him. He's back in and looks great. He's in Ontario for now, and will stay there. Easy in the turns, trained pretty good the other day, but as I said to Dominic, pretty good is wonderful, but in the next few starts, she's going to have to show us something. And I know that there's a lot of my partners there saying, Anthony, she's got her whole 3-year-old season. You're right, 100% right. But if she can't win a maiden at Flamborough over the next 3-4 weeks, all things equal and being considered equal, probably not going to be a stable horse. We'll see how easy in the turns does. And this is a time when there is such a thin line between a horse that it could do, will do, and is doing right now, and the ones that you're like, I just don't know if that horse is going to get there. I'll do my best to give that horse enough rope, right? All the time in the world to get it done, kind of. You're going to have to show us something. You're going to have to show us a path forward. And if I can't see it, then I can't stand behind that particular horse. We have a lot of horses, and I know, we go through every time. This time of year, a month ago, when we started selling a few horses, we have objections and people saying, no, I want this horse. And I try to explain the best of why we move them now. And it's a very different situation, but the end result is similar. This time of year, when we get our 2-year-olds back going that are turning 3, or our 3-year-olds in January and beyond that are coming back and going forward, they need to show us something. If they're not going to be effective racehorses in the stable, then they are not going to stay in the stable. And that is that. And easy in the turns, I'm Switzerland on this. I'm Missouri on this. Show me what you can do. Electric Line, very disappointed with his brakes. This appeared to me probably the same as my partners, that it was the same old Electric Line. Push comes to shove, you go on the run. Then I'm reminded about Absolute Euphoria and the break she made when she started back, or how rough she was and how we had to protect her. And then it was like everything just kind of meshed together, and when it did, she took off. Harry tells me this is a fast horse. Anthony, no two ways about it, he's fast. Well, if he's fast, we should be able to find him a spot to do good. We should be able to help him out. And if we can't help him out, what's the issue? Sent him to Dr. McKee's the other day. Nothing serious found. She did find some issues that were bothering him. So, again, another horse. We're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. We'll see how that plays out. I saw George of the Jungle. He looks very, very good. I haven't seen Flash yet. Hallie in the Clouds trained the other day in 2.8, I believe Dominic told me. So she's getting very close. Another filly that we had high hopes for last year, and really hoping that she comes back good. Speaking of high hopes, I kind of skipped over her. Amy really likes her too. International Spy, 2.6 or 2.7 the other day. Very close again. This guy's getting close in Ontario. Lovers Play. I don't want to spend too much time dwelling and talking about this filly, but she just means so much to me. You couldn't ask a horse to fight as much as she's been fighting, and she looks great. She looks great on the track. I would suspect we'll start training her. She might get her first slow mile before the new year, maybe. We'll see, but man, she looks very good. We'll bring Mel in. Mel Gibson quietly had a fantastic year in Indiana. Bring him back in. So excited to see Memory and Imagination towards the new year. Mounds for All. I expect he's grown up and matured physically quite a bit. I can't wait to see him. No Chance in Hill. We're going to train him around 2.8 or 2.9 this week. He's probably slated to qualify and begin his career, which will be his sophomore year. First part of January, into the middle of January. So excited about that. I've told everybody quietly, well, look back, you'll see a number of times where I've said, Prince Charmer, this is the guy I'm keeping the closest eye on this year. I think this could be a very, very nice horse for us. He did a lot with a tall, lanky frame last year, and I expect he's filled out nicely. Can't wait to see this horse when he comes back in. Probably one of the, obviously, everybody's interested to see Pickpocket when he comes back in. Oh, Snap You, I don't want to jump over her. She's also going to go around 2.8 this week, so she too will be on the same lockstep training regimen as No Chance in Hill. So she too will be ready to go very, very soon. Now, one of the biggest storylines of this year that won't play out on the racetrack is Punch the Clock. I'm almost to the point where Punch the Clock is probably going to be slated as a broodmare in 2024. I've all but secured a Walner breeding. By that I mean I've secured a Walner breeding, which is in itself a very difficult thing to do. So I'll be doing my own video about Punch the Clock to our clients and my partners, but a bit of a slippery slope and a tricky situation, one that we've never been in before, where to try and train this filly down would be foregoing a baby in her belly that would be worth a lot of money. So my approach to that is simple. This horse would have to be sound, stay sound, look like she's going to be at the top level of trotting fillies, look like she could get there, and then sustain that throughout the summer into the fall. And that would be the only way that I would entertain not breeding her, is a 2-year-old turning 3. One, Tactical Landing is probably one of the hottest sires around right now. She is a Tactical Landing. She's also King of the North's brother. That bloodline has done nothing but good things, and probably that filly as a mare would be one of the better broodmare prospects in our industry, I would think, over the next 2-3 years, depending on who you talk to and where she's at. So Punch the Clock, that is a very fluid and very interesting storyline that will play out for us, for everybody, over the next 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. Ready for Landing. I personally can't wait to see this guy go. He's been in 210. He's getting very, very close. I had a couple of my partners say, Anthony, Ready for Landing, when is this guy going? He was saying he's going to be ready Christmas. Now, I'm going to make it as simple as I am. He will not go behind the gate until he's trained in 58, 57 maybe. I want to make sure that he is ready to rock when he goes behind the gate the first time. And that is where we're at with Ready for Landing. He's close. He's getting there. But there's still a little bit of grass between where he's at and where he needs to be. Okay, we're going to jump down here quite a bit. Time is on my side. We'll go in 2.8 this week. He's getting close also again. And that is the 2-year-old list into the 3-year-olds. Absolute Euphoria will be out for another probably month, 3 weeks or a month. Brace for Landing will come back in when we get home. Carter Michael Dio made a break, but when you look at the track, we had 4 horses race the other day. We'll talk about them quickly in a minute, but we had 4 horses race today. 3 of them made breaks, and 1 of them won. Carter Michael Dio made a break at the gate, and James says it was the track, so I'm more inclined to believe him. Horse won his first 2 starts. We'll see how he races on Monday. Collector raced good, second in a dead heat. I know he's off 2 months coming in, and I know that Chris was probably being very conservative with him, but as I said to him after the race, you don't have to make it look pretty. Just get the job done. That's kind of the way it is. He finished second. He raced good. He'll be back in there next week. So there's a good side and a bad side to driving them very conservatively, but when we send our horses to the track, 1, they're ready to go because they're trained up, they're schooled, they're tight, they're ready to go, and 2, I don't have any interest in hanging out in the bottom conditions. I want to see Collector move forward. So Collector will be back at it next week. Commander Tom raced good this week in his first start. Coupe de Ville has gone and forced into being a broodmare. She'd injured herself the other day. I can't wait until this, and they said they're going to breed her to Captain Corey. I so hope they do. I love this filly, and I think she's going to be a tremendous broodmare. Crantini is back with us, won his first start. I was very happy with that. He's back in to go next Thursday after I get home. He'll be in to go at the Meadows. Five Fish Species is also heading to the broodmare ranks. I think she's earned it. She had an incredible year also. Halakai the third, a little flat the other day. I'd like to see her do a little bit more. But overall, she's been a really nice horse for us. Kenobi will finally make his long-awaited debut. He has got the rail on Wednesday at the Meadows, so we'll see how he does. Park Slope made a break the other day. Was a little flat finishing up, made a break the week before. We'd scoped her. She bled a little bit. This is another mare that is heading to the broodmare shed, but we'll see how she does her next start on Lasix. I would keep your eye on Park Slope if I were you, and for next week, Spitfire Overseas made the break this week. Looked like Brett just got jammed up and maybe touched the wheel with him or something. It happens. I've touched enough of them in my life. But he definitely looked like he's on the straight and narrow and ready to rock at Dayton. So another horse to keep your eye on next week, I suppose. Stay Special. Johnny McKinnon messaged me and said, is she usually hot? I said, Johnny, she's probably been pinching for a long time and she's sound as a dollar now. I'm very happy she wants to go forward. He said, we're going to have to put a mini bit and earplugs in her. She's getting a little warm. He won a mile 2.6 with her. So she's ready to go right now. Very, very happy to see that filly back. That was a filly that really had some physical soreness issues and went out and competed. Won her first start for us in 154. It was not the soundest. She's sound now. So could be a scary-looking filly for us for the future. Steel Cowboy's back training now and training first trip back, so he's going to be a little bit yet. Tactical Mounds will remain out in the field for the next little while. Tech Song Soprano races tonight in 2.5 hours. We had some bad luck with Greatest Ending tonight. I'm about to tell our clients what happened. He tied up. We know this horse has tie-up issues. He's got bad feet. I thought I'd do him a favor. We sent him to a specialist of his feet done this week. Brought him back, and I think in that time frame it just jostled him enough and got him off kilter, off the training regiment, jogging regiment we had him on, and sure enough. And I told everybody, this will happen. This horse, you can't play around. He is the ultimate tie-up horse, and tie-up horses need to be on strict regiments. They need to eat the same. They need to jog at the same time every single day and train the same way every week. And having that interrupted, going off-site to be shod, that's on me. That was on me, and I pushed for it. Is my fault. So I apologize. We'll rectify that quickly and get Greatest Ending back on the straight and narrow quick. So Tech Song Soprano races for his first start tonight. Good luck to everybody. Wallop will come in as soon as we get home. Walter's Keepsake had that nasty quarter crack. That's what caused that break the other day. But we are still going to put the hobbles on him. We are going to race him at the Meadows. We just need to clean that quarter crack up for that guy. It's not an issue and not something that will reoccur. So we just need to nip it in the bud right now and help him clean that up. Warwi Yuri will race, got the 8-hole this week. So try and get some money with him and get a good start under him, and then I'll drive him his next start after that. I expect he'll be good. What a Mission was great. Jason have done a tremendous job with him. Luke Ebersol drove him good the other day. Second in that class, not the end of the world, I suppose, for Mission, but he's done well for us from day one and been a nice horse. So happy to see him coming forward. All Gas, No Brakes made the second break for us. Both times we're on a deep track. James swears that's exactly what took place the other night. So we'll see how he races on Monday. Hopefully it's a firm track on Monday, and hopefully he comes back good. Greatest Ending, I just talked about him tying up a couple of minutes ago. JK Victory has gone out to the field now. Looks like money is coming back soon. I know Harry's probably been around 25 with him. He's back going strong now, and he looks like $1 million. Renegade Gypsy has finished up his tour in Indiana. He'll be racing somewhere on the East Coast this week coming, I would imagine. Resolute Bay, you guys heard the whole fiasco that went on Monday and read about it, I'm sure. He'll be back going in a week or so. There's nothing wrong with Resolute Bay. He was to the vet the other day and got a clean bill of health. Minor maintenance, right knee, blocked his feet, but that's normal stuff for him. Certainly not what you would call lameness. Sirius Dragon is back jogging now, I believe. He was scheduled to start back last week or this week. Dr. McKee was going to green light him. Unbeatable Kemp haven't been able to get him in. He was out of that 10-condition claimer. He's going to race in a tough spot, so this is going to be new for all of us. He's going to race in the 2,000 non-winners of 2,000 per start series starting at Northfield Park, which is tough enough. in its own right. I can't be there. I promised my wife that Boxing Day I would be at her in-laws, where I should be. It's only fair. I said your in-laws? My in-laws. Her laws. I promised her I'd be there. So likely Jason Merriman is going to drive Unbeatable Camp. I'll fill him in on Kemp. He's coming in razor sharp, and every so often we give him an extra week off. It's certainly not going to hurt him. Can he get around Northfield Park? I know he won his first lifetime start there. His first lifetime win was at Northfield. But can he race on a half and stay sound? I don't know. We'll see pre and post race how he seems, but I suspect he'll be just fine. Yo Mister will be coming back in soon. Also, probably the first week of January, we'll bring him back in. Good as him is almost ready to go. I believe Dominic said he was in 2.8 with him. He's ready to go very soon. Locatelli looked much better the other day. Chris Christopher, who's got him down a class and in a good spot this week. Our girl, Think of Galaxies, was a winner in the Open Mares. Yes, she got a little help from Tim's horse moving off the rail there, but took advantage of it and won the race. Very, very pleased with that. She's such a nice mare. We got really, really lucky with the purchase of her. And on the opposite side of that was Oakwood Cowboy. We've been extremely unlucky with the purchase of this guy so far. We'll see how he comes back. He should be back ready soon enough. Stay Close is in next Friday. I'm going to drive him Kings County. We're going to train him around 2.3, 2.4 on Wednesday or Thursday. I might just go with him myself on Friday. Maybe I'll just get them to go 1.5 miles on Tuesday, and I'll go with them in the race bike on Friday. That seems like a better plan. White Tiger was awesome his last start. Second place first. He was not awesome, but he was in the sense that he was full of mucus and still somehow ended up second place first. But for a horse that had raced over his head for so long, he deserved a little break, and a little luck is what I meant, and got it second place first. He'll be back in. I think Dominic had everything under control. We got him cleaned up good. Delicious Stone just trying to get this guy back on track. Miss Rockadelli will train in 2.10 or 2.8 this week and then be ready to go. Patrick DePrana raced fantastic this week. Raced fantastic in the Open, third in 1:50. Now I know Amy is hungry, so I'm going to do this very quickly. We're going to talk about the horses this week, going through them quick. Monday, All Gas No Brakes made the break. We had a terrible day Monday, except for White Tiger and Locatelli. They both raced fantastic. On Tuesday, I thought Commando Tom, sitting on a win. Jason Merriman did a tremendous job driving him from the 8-hole. Raced great. I think, as I said, he's sitting on a win. So is What a Mission. They both looked very, very good. Lindy's Landing got roughed up pretty good, and Halakai was a little flat, but they'll bounce back next week. That day was no good. Patrick DePrana raced great. Park Slope, flat, but remember I told you she bled. She's going to be on Lasix next week. Keep your eye on Park Slope. And Patrick DePrana raced great and has continued to race great. Spitfire Overseas, I think he got a wheel with this guy. It happens. I'm not throwing any stones because I've touched enough of them, Lord knows, in my life. But I think he's sitting on a big mile in Dayton. Think of Galaxies was incredible. Very, very impressed with her. Excited to see Texan Soprano race tonight. So good luck to all my partners. I guess especially the major owner of Texan Soprano, and that is Scott Zeron. So good luck to everybody racing this week. Again, thank you all to my partners out there, to all of you that maybe chipped in to the money we're putting together for the caretakers. Thank you very much. They work their butts off, and they deserve it. We can't do everything, but when we can, I'd like to help out. It's a great time of year to do it. It means a lot to the people that are in our barns on both sides of the border. It's just nice to do what we can. So for all of our caretakers out there, a little message from me. Thank you all very, very much. I know that it's an underappreciated job. I know that every day you come in, you might go days or weeks without somebody going by you, patting you on the back and saying, hey, great job. And that's not fair, because you do a great job. The people that work there, whether you're new, whether you've been with us a long time, you should know by now how appreciative I am. And if you don't, I am very, very appreciative of the hard work you do to ensure that the stable can operate, right? When you think about it, you might see me doing these videos and say, oh, Anthony McDonald, the stable. I'm not the stable. Whether it's Wendy doing all the tedious bookwork she does, how she does it, I have no idea. She does. Whether it's Kelly putting the social media stuff together, Curtis doing all the editing and droning and video stuff that he does. You know, all of our trainers, Harry, Dominic, Jason, Tim, all our affiliate trainers, Megan and Stacy, everybody works so hard to make sure the stable is the stable, right? and of course, you, our clients, allowing us to be the stable. So, in the spirit of Christmas, I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. Thank you all for being a part of the stable. Thank you all for being our partners. And I hope everybody had a tremendous 2023 and an even better 2024. Take care.